Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Principles of Leadership. Like any graduate or any professional nowadays want to become leader in their respective domains. And we at SHA Data University help them to become a leader in database technology or data engineering for selected candidates only. And to know about principles of leadership, today my guest is Poonam Bhatia. She is a director of Coforge, and she has got more than 10 years of technical exposure. So, without wasting time, let's call her on board. Good afternoon, Poonam.
Good afternoon. How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm fine. So, I want to know your journey in the corporate. Can you
Sure.
just brief me out? Yeah.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me over here, and thank you for introducing me. And yeah, I can introduce myself too. Let me quickly tell myself. So, in graduation, I have done the BCA, that is Bachelor's Computer Application. Post that,
Okay.
I have done double masters, that is MSc and MCA.
Okay.
And post that, I was doing the continue my journey with the corporate industry. So that is around from 12 years
Mhm.
here. Currently, I'm working with the associate director of corporate company, and yeah, it's been a very good journey overall. So I have been like experienced a lot of things
Mhm.
since I graduated. I started my journey with Wipro for around 3 years. I was there. Post that, I was in HCL for around 2 years, and then I go to the Nagaro. That is also a very good company for around 3.5 years.
Right.
And post that, I came over here. So I'm working over here for more than 2 years, and I'm glad to be here, honestly, because it gives you the mostly opportunity to train your skills and build your career in the different domains to learn about them. So it's good to know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all about myself.
Okay. Great. So, yeah, you have I want to know, you have been into this. You have developed your skills, right,
Yeah.
in technology, and like, what are the principles that you follow? Like, you are managing a big team right now. So,
Right.
what are the principles that you follow to manage those team as a leader?
See, there are multiple things which you have while you are as a leader. So leadership is not so simple. First of all, I would like to tell it. The thing is
Right.
leadership, like you are on many people, and you are the role model for many people at the moment, right? Every sentence you will say it, and they will like written everywhere, right?
Right.
You
Yeah.
have to be very very careful whatever you are saying it. So you have to
Mm.
think it first, and then you have to speak. The thing is like, uh, first is, of course, you are a woman, so admit your mistakes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, we everyone do mistakes, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the admit of that specific mistake will be done by rare people. Okay, and only some leaders are like uncomfortable with their ideas that their team could see them make a mistake.
Right.
So
Right.
everyone will do it. It's an error, a human error. So everyone can do it. It's completely fine with it. Just you have to be focused on admit part. If you will not
Right.
admit, what happened next? Let's suppose you have done some of the mistake and you will not admit it. Okay, your manager will come to you. They will say it. They will argue it, right? And what it comes, it will becomes blunder and blunder things in your relationship between your boss and your as an employee. And
Mm-hmm.
similar thing happen between employee to employee also. So you have to be
Right.
very focus on that part. So once you will start admitting the things will be normalized. Okay, you say, yeah, I agree, I did the mistake. Next time I will take care
Hmm.
of the things. Then
Right. That.
the overall call will be closed at the same time, right?
Right.
So you
Right.
have to go into the conversation mode, right?
Hmm.
And yeah, you are human, so just admit mistake. The other principle I used to follow is understand the value of listening. Okay, so
Right.
what the people will do usually,
Hmm.
the people will go into another zone of not listening what their manager used to say to them. Okay, or maybe they are listening for a while and after that they will just forgot it and it's okay like that. And
It
when
happens.
we
It happens with
yeah,
many of candidate. Yeah.
right. When I start my career, I used to listen very carefully the things why it is important, right? Because if you will not listen to them, you will not understand the meaning of the learning power. Okay,
Right.
everywhere is learning. Either it is a communication skill, or it is a development skill, or it is a leadership skill. But you have to gain at some point, right?
Right.
So just be focused on that part, which is very important.
Hmm.
The third thing I used to follow is to achieve more. What we used to say, uh, if we have a good team, we can achieve anything, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But if you will do everything alone, you will have a particular thing at some mindset by giving it, it's okay. Like my mindset is that level only.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the things has to be clear on that way, right? So yeah,
Right.
these are the usually principle which I used to follow in my career. And the another major important thing is to make a notes. Whatever you are learning at the moment, you have to have create the notes of that. Because what happen after, let's suppose I give the training at the moment, you will know at the note. Okay, Poonam has given training on this topic on the cloud, on the Azure. I tell you the public IP, I tell you the private IP. What is that? But what after I will ask it after a month, you will say, "Oh my God, you told me something, but I
Hmm.
didn't remember it." At that moment, what you can do? You will be just blank, right? But at that moment, if you have the notes with you can just go it there and simply fetch it out. What
Note it
actually
down.
we have
Yeah.
said, what actually we have discussed at that particular time, right? So it
Hmm.
is very very important to make a notes. So I used to maintain it since like my 12th class actually. So it is a very fundamental thing. Even
Right.
even the meeting notes also, I used to prepare it.
Right.
Not only
It's
the
this applies
technical,
to everywhere. This applies to everywhere. Like
right?
whatever we are listening, because after all, we are human beings. So forget everything.
Right,
Like cannot possible to keep everything in our mind. So we have to keep the note.
right,
So yeah,
right.
this is
We do have
exactly
tons
like
of work. We do have hundreds of things at home. We do have hundreds of things at office. I have to
right.
manage multiple people, multiple teams over here, and how much
Right.
things you can learn by your brain? No, you have to keep it somewhere, either
Right.
in Excel or in Word. Do it whatever you are comfortable with,
Whatever it,
but you have
because we have to keep our mind free. There are many media. Either you can put
yes,
it down in a notepad
that
or you can put it in electronically, so that your mind will be free
right
from all this stuff. Yeah.
means
Yeah, great.
whenever you
Like you
need
are
even
managing a team.
that will help you for the next time learning. Even you have
Right.
to give the training also, then also it is important. I used to ask my all the employees under me working under me to create a conference page. You heard of the conference?
Hmm.
Yeah, so what it will capture it, you just have to search it in a one go and you will get it.
Right.
What is the resolution of
Exactly.
that particular area? You don't have to keep it in
Exactly.
your brain, and you
Yeah.
don't have to bother about the things, right?
Hmm.
So just keep
Yeah.
free yourself, and whenever you need it, or someone else need it, if you are not there, then they can also have a
Hmm.
look on that part.
Hmm.
So by the help of training and the learning, both has to be go together, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
And
these
this
are the
is the
major principles
reason,
that I have to see.
right?
Everyone has to follow. Yeah.
Sure. And this is the reason I always tell our mentees that whatever you do, keep a document, create a document, and that will help you in the journey of your corporate. Because when we are in
Right.
corporate, as a database administrator, like whatever issues are coming, at that time I cannot Google, I cannot like everybody is sitting on my head, like a client is there, management is there, my manager is
Right.
there, everybody is on the top of my head.
Right.
So that time
Right.
you have to keep your mind cool, and that you will do only if you have got a document, and that is prepared by you only.
Right.
If no other ones document
And
you cannot
sometimes,
check.
right, absolutely right. And sometimes what happen, uh, when client is on standing on your head and
Right.
everything has been fired up and you
Hmm.
don't know what to do at the similar
Right,
point of
exactly.
time, right?
Yeah,
At
that's
the similar point of
that's the
time, you
very
have
painful
to.
situation. Like,
Yeah, actually, with the DBS, it usually happens. Yeah,
and
I agree.
one more thing that I follow, you must follow, you are following also, like I motivate them. When I used to handle a team, I motivate them and appreciate them also. Like, these
Right,
things also
very
are
true.
most important.
That is actually the major thing. Even not for the only the persons which I'm working with, for the top leaders also. I
Right.
just telling you the example. Just few days back only, our session has been held for that overall entrepreneurship, and we personally went it as a welcome guest over there, and I personally give my manager as a big bunch of things. I given him a tag as a great boss,
Okay.
because if someone actually deserve it, it is good
Hmm.
to have that, right?
Right. Yes. Yes.
Right. So you have to be very much think about not only the person you are working under, they are working under you, but who are working on you also. So both
Right.
has to be simultaneously go on
Hmm.
for the future purpose.
Hmm.
Yeah.
True. True.
And I completely agree with you. Like we have to have like do the mentorship, as well as we have to give promotion time to time. That is also the key of success, you can say. Until unless you will not appreciate the people, they will say, they will at some moment they will get tired up with the things, because every
Right.
day they
Exactly.
are doing many of the things for you only, right?
Exactly. It's very much true.
Until unless you will not help them to achieve their goals, you will not achieve your goal as a leader.
Right. Very true.
So
Very
as a
true.
leader,
It's a
I have to show my skills to my management as a company to the uh, Coforge entirely, right? But if my client is not happy, then what I will do and how the client will be happy? Client will be happy by only one thing, that is teamwork. If my team is doing good, then of course
mm,
they will be happy with the entire thing. But if my team is not doing good, they are not meeting the SLA, then he will say, "No, man, we are not more interested to work with you guys, and just go ahead.
yeah.
We are tired of
Like,
right."
it will give you
So,
a healthy environment also.
right, right, very true. And I used to like keep maintaining that environment because that is the necessity. Just
Yes.
keep calm at some point.
Mm.
Whenever you need it, only that time you have to speak. That is also very important. Okay, if you speak unnecessarily, that doesn't make any sense, and no one will going to listen it. So the most important thing,
Right.
right?
Right.
So you have to make sure you will speak at the right moment. So the other important factor which you have to consider yourself is to improve your communication skills. By
True.
saying that, what I mean is, when I used to say people to improve their communication skill, I really don't mean it in English. You must have seen the people will come to me and say, Poonam, my English is very good. So I can handle any of the client. No, that is not at all true. So in everyday life, life is like you can say very, it is not smooth way, right?
Right.
When we say specifically to the communication skills, just a second.
Hmm.
So tell me one thing. Just think about a person whom you can't tolerate for even 5 minutes. Just think about it. Okay. Now tell me why you can't bear that person for more than 5 minutes. Tell me.
Right. Maybe because of his attitude, because of his communication, or because of there are many factors. It might be like if I know that okay, that person is not communicating well, but he is say skilled for my this thing, my project or this thing, then like I will try to help them to develop his skill and other attitude. And but one more thing
But
is
you said
true
very
that
good
you
thing.
have
There
to
are
have a
multiple.
positive attitude.
Yes. But you said very right thing. Like there are multiple factors. Yes, there that the person may be very much annoying to you, or maybe saying very much nonsense things which you don't want to listen at, or maybe just he was saying something out of the box. You're talking something else, and he
Right,
will
yeah,
just jump it here and talking about something else. So they will just creating a noises. It is not a healthy communication, right? When you just jump it up and not listening to other, then it is just a blunder things, right?
right,
So the
right.
another major factor you have to increase in yourself is to listening them. So by increasing your communication skill, you have to have parallelly increasing your listening skills too. You have to allow the other person to speak as well. You can also speak and communicate your ideas, whatever you have, and you can just focus on what that person is saying actually, right?
Exactly,
You don't have to
exactly.
be the out of the box and say blah blah things. And the major thing is like be active on the present. Okay.
Very true.
So by what I mean is like for example, you are going to play a football. Okay, you are seeing some the person is coming to you and going to throw a ball. Okay, and you will feel okay, okay. You will start preparing strategies. Okay, that will be come up, and I have to make these strategies so that I will not goal it at that same moment. So you are living in current state, right?
Right.
But at the parallel, if you just see it, this trophy I have to gain. You are what you are doing it. You are living in future. You are not living life. At the same moment, someone will kick it off and you will get lose, right?
Right.
So you have
Very
to
true.
be have available on your present. That is very very important thing. Because what person used to do, I have seen many of the people when I used to give training, they just sitting idle and never ask question. I am very surprised. They understand everything. When I was in their career stage, I don't understand anything. I used to ask multiple questions. So how come they understand everything? So they would never ask. But when I tell them to work it, they they like that. Oh ma'am, sorry, you told me, but I didn't remember it. So I have to see that recording session from the past, and then I have to do it.
Right.
There is a gaps. So the people has to understand where are the actual gaps you are doing in day-to-day lives. Every day is a learning curve. So you have to be focused on what you are doing at the present. Once you are doing it at the present well, then of course your future will be well, right?
Right. Very true. Now, what are the principles that you suggest to all professionals, like not only in IT? There are like professionals who wants to become leaders in their respective domains. Like there should be some common principles that all must follow so that they could be a good leaders.
Okay. So the thing is like there are many things which you have to take care while becoming a leader itself. See, firstly, no one can be leader directly, right? You
Right.
have to have gained some of the experience. But the second thing is your goal should be clear. Okay, for example, I can take my example itself. In the experience of 3 years, I would like to be a lead. And as soon as left the company, I become a lead engineer in the HCL company. Okay. At the year of experience, at around 8 years, I want to become a manager because none of my friend have as a manager uh, in 8 years. They usually have a lead only. So
Right.
once you will not set your goals, you will not go ahead and achieve it. So the very important thing is to set your goals. Why the people will use to ask where you see yourself after 5 years? Normally people ask in every question, right? There is a funda behind that, right? So you have to
Right.
focus on that funda first of all. Until unless you
Yes.
will not believe on yourself, you will not help yourself
Believe
to
on.
get more.
Right.
So
Right.
believing on
Right.
yourself is very much important thing at the moment. And
Even I used to
like I said,
tell my candidates
I have
regularly.
yes, everybody has to do it in advance because see, once you will decide it, the nature also comes with you to achieve that
Right.
goal specifically. Once you have written it,
True.
okay, I would like to be a director at the experience of 12 years. I have written it 2 years back. I'm here at the moment right now.
Right.
So
True.
my next target is to achieve ideal crack interview for the Microsoft or the Amazon. That is completely
Right.
clear to me. So you
There
have
should be
to
a
be
goal.
goal.
There should be a target.
Yeah. So you have to be a goal oriented. So once you will decide your goal, everything will be crisp and short. And it is like you must have seen that horse how he used to go it. They have
Right.
wings inside it, and because their goal is to go straight.
Right.
Doesn't matter. There is a hills are coming there. Doesn't matter. You must go to Vaishno Devi. See how difficult it is for them. They can fall it out, but they never fall it because
No.
their goal is go to straight,
Straight. Go,
right?
go straight. Right. Very
So
true.
the
Very
major
true
important
example.
factor is to decide your goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one more thing, like you are targeting your goal, and that should have your passion. If you don't have, suppose you don't have passion for IT, and you are coming to IT, this will not work.
Right.
You must have a passion.
Actually, right.
Okay, great.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Like many freshers and professionals want to transform their career from non-IT to IT. Like,
Hmm.
what your suggestions for them?
Okay. So that's a very good question you have asked. So let's say you are in the school and you decided to be a accountant or an engineer. Do you actually know what an accountant does on a day-to-day basis, or what an engineer does? Really know? The answer is no, right?
Right.
Likely, you have an idea of what they do. What will you do? You study the concept. You just go through it. You will go and search about it and take the test and could do like guessworks. like what engineering or accounting do in overall. So the point is like the until unless you don't know it, you can't do it. Once you know the concept is clear, okay, you know it, okay, my vision is clear, I have to go into that way, then you can go into that way, that's not a problem. But the vision is clear. So I can tell you one example. My niece come to me few days back, and
Hmm.
she has just given the exams for the 12th, and she said, uh, Masi, I don't know where should I go, what should I take? I said, do you know what you want, what your heart says? She said,
Right.
okay, I basically would like to visit many of the countries, but on company's payroll. I don't want to go by myself, but I want company to be give opportunity to give me like to visit
Opportunity. Yeah.
multiple cities. I said okay. And what she has done in the past, she has a very different background. But what I suggest to him, I said okay. You want to visit multiple countries? The IT is the best firm to go it. Okay. And
Yeah.
but there is a challenges again. The medical student can't go ahead and take the option in the BTech. Okay, so we
Hmm.
found it, we sit together and founded many colleges, and at the same moment we go ahead and find it out what could be the opportunities, how we can push her into that specific field, IT field specifically. So one option is left for the BCA and the BSc. Okay.
Right.
So I asked him, it's okay to be to do the BCA. Don't think it only the BTech has the career successful goal. Don't think about it. So everyone will be go into the same thing. Everyone will become engineer after these courses,
Right. Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Very
you
true.
just have to study on uh, like whatever your overall course of
Skill development.
right? Yeah, will be do side by side. It's not an issue. She said, okay, I will take the admission in BCA. I said, okay. But still, there is a gap in BTech and BCA, right? When you hire the people used to get like, even now, what we offer the salary. As a BCA, we give 15,000, but as a BTech, we will provide around 25,000. So there is a gap, anyhow, right? So she said, "Look, I do want to do BTech." I said, okay, let's find it out more. But her goal is clear that she want to visit multiple places and she can do anything. She's ready to learn anything. That is more
Anything.
clear.
Right. That is the
That
goal.
is
Yeah.
more
You
clear.
have to.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You have to fix
So
your goal, and then you have to choose the path. That's it.
yeah. Then she said, I am okay to learn anything, any of the language. I said, no, you don't have to learn all the
Mhm.
languages. Where your area of interest will become, slowly it will become.
Hmm.
First, you will read entire course of action. Then you will decide what you actually love to do it. Whether you are
Right.
willing to
Very
do
true.
the development skill or
Mhm. Mhm.
something else, maybe a DBA or application developer or the QA, anything.
Right.
But it
Right.
will be built
Right.
slowly. You can't go into rush and you will decide your career like that wise on a first year. Like I'm going to this situation and my career will be good. This no, it is no such
No.
formula like that,
No.
right? So
Uh,
the second major thing, yeah, go it.
Actually, this is a truly you said. I
Yeah.
get some of my mentees or candidates. They come for and say, "Sir, can I complete the course in 1 month?" As a Oracle DBA.
Right.
Therefore, non-IT. I say, have you done your class 10 board exam
In
in
a
the year
first
of
class,
fifth? No, seven. Then
right?
you don't know anything. How can you become, and that to a profile like DBA? Anyway, yeah, what you said is true.
Yeah,
Like
that
you have to
is.
go step by step. That's true.
That's the only funda to get. You can get the success early, that is possible,
Hmm.
but still there are steps involved. See how you make roti at home. You have to
Right.
have fix their stuff, right? You have to have do all the
Yeah, dough
stuff, right?
prepared, then you
There
have
are
to
dough
make it
prepare,
flat.
yeah, bake it, everything, right?
Right.
So there
Very
are
true.
multiple things for everything. For every organization, they have like categorized multiple people. Why? If a single person can do it, then of course why we need it multiple people, right? We can hire one people and go ahead with it. So anyhow, like the technical skills is required, no doubt.
Exactly. And that will give you I can tell you, like the gap, you said the gap, no gap, in my opinion there is different, I have a candidate, he's a bcom pass, just a bcom
Hmm.
pass,
Hmm.
normal bcom, and he completed the oracle dba program, what
Hmm.
we are offering. And after that, first he got a job in a MNC in Noida with the package 6 lakhs. Starting package is 6 lakhs.
Hmm.
And like in April 2022, he joined TCS with a package 11 lakh. Just a
That's very good.
BCom. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Only he
Completely
is
agree.
getting just for his skill.
I completely agree. Because I have many people in my zone also who has done BCom, of course. One of my friend, I can tell you, he is very close to me, and he has done BCom, then MBA. Okay, and post that he was and go to accounts department for around 10 years. He was working, but he is fed up with his job. Okay, and he told me my package is 4 lakh since last 4 years. I got 1,000 rupees increment every year, but that is very much irritating somehow to me.
Right.
I said,
Should
okay,
be.
are you ready to learn new things? First of all, tell me. He said, if I get the money, then of course I would like to do. I said, okay, if you are ready to learn, I can assure you, you will get better salary than this.
Right.
Okay.
Very true.
Corona comes all of a sudden, and somehow his job is left. Okay, and he was sitting idle for a month. I said, don't sit idle. Do one thing. Just do any of the
Start learning.
course. Okay, any of the course wherever you feel like interesting. He said, okay, what is going on in the market? I have no idea about it. How to start with? Of course, a BCom pass out. How can that person will
Hmm.
have an idea about how the IT field is going on? I said, okay, I will help you out. I have one of other friend. His name is Rahul. He's a very good trainer. Okay, I asked him to just enroll it for one day. 3 days he give used to fill free classes. Okay, just enroll it for 3 days. He enrolled,
Yeah.
and he
See.
found it quite interesting. He found it quite interesting during that time. And obviously, he's sitting idle, so he can do that course. So he did
Right.
prepare himself for around 6 months, done the certifications. Once he cleared the certification, he get immediately job within 6 months. Can you believe that? That
Right.
that the person at the immediately now he is on 7.5 lakhs within
See,
6 months.
within
The
six
only
months.
thing is his mindset is clear that he want to earn
Right.
money, he want to come in the IT field. That's completely okay. You just have a
Right.
zeal to learn new things. That is much more important. If you have a zeal, if you get bored, you will not get anything.
Right.
If you will
That
just
is not,
you
you
do
don't, it doesn't have the
stuff
passion for
and
this thing.
yeah, I have seen many people who doesn't have the passion. Even in my team also, we can show you. They are there, but they are not willing to learn new things. They are saying, okay,
Right.
I am in one specific field. I am into the DBA, and I want to be a DBA only. For example, why? The industry
True.
is so big now. You have to grow up your skills. If you will
Always you have
not
to
willing
have
to
a
learn,
plan B also. Every person
yes,
should have a plan B. Like when you
very
hire any
true.
candidate, like what are the qualities that you check with them, looking for, like only certificate or skill? What are the qualities that you
You
check
are
when you
getting
hire
right.
any candidate?
So I don't prefer to have that person as a particular certificate. Doesn't matter for me. See, in actual life, that person can give me the fake certificate too, right? So why should
Right.
I go for
Very
a
true.
certificate? I actually used to see that person as a knowledge for whatever the work he has done in the past, whether he has that much knowledge or he is just giving me fake things and saying just learn it for the interview only and the, but in the front end the original picture is completely different. So doesn't it make any sense to me, right? So I prefer like I used to see candidate who is actually passionate to learn new things and who is just doesn't matter what the communication skills they have, but if that person can understand you well, they can perform well. If you can't
Right.
understand the things, whatever I'm saying, there is no such sense to say multiple things until unless the people won't listen to you, right?
True.
So,
Very true.
so there are major things like one is that person should be optimistic. The other
Hmm.
thing is willing to learn.
Right.
So these two major fundas I used to see in the people when I used to take interviews.
Okay. Yeah. Great. As you said, like I remember one of my incident. Like whenever I take a interview, like as a programmer, when I hire any programmer or this thing, I give them a demo program. Just write it down and send me. So one person wrote it down, and like by seeing the code, I'm like, this code cannot be done by him. Like it's simply copied from somewhere. I just searched a few like a few syntax. I searched. I got the entire code over there. So I said, oh, yeah,
I see many cases like this, right?
yeah.
So there are
Even
multiple people.
yeah, and like whoever is looking for IT career, they should, yeah, what you said is truly like they should have some attitude, and they should have skill.
Yeah, I don't believe that like in graduation, whatever you have done, that actually doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't matter whatever you
Right.
did in the past. But if you are willing to learn new things, you can get the things. You can get the job very easily.
Yeah.
That's not at all a problem. Like
Right.
I teach one of the candidate AWS,
Mm-hmm.
Azure, at the same time PV also. Okay, and he learned all the three things at the same moment,
Mm.
just because he is willing to learn things, right? And
Right.
he is on the very good path and everything. So, so the other important part is like you should have some mentor in your life. Why it is
Exactly.
necessary?
Very true.
So,
Very true.
uh, at a certain point, I don't have any mentor, and I believe that it's okay to be not to be there. Uh, and I learn by myself everything. The
Mm-hmm.
reason because I didn't get as a team anywhere. I'm the individual performer from almost like 7 8 years. I did work individually. The problem is like I worked in a Wipro. One of my senior is very mean to me due to some personal reasons. So he don't help me at all. Okay, and I say why he don't help me. He used to put me in the individual shifts every time.
Hmm.
One time I complained to manager, and my manager very politely said, "It's okay, Poonam. You are grown up now, and you can handle the team individually." And I take it as a challenge at that moment. I'm talking about the 10 years behind the screen.
Hmm.
So I take it as a challenge, and I learn up. You have the Google with yourself, right? So I thought it's okay to be alone. That's okay. uh, started learn the things, and I grow up my skills, and I moved away from that company.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Like when
After
you
around
have a
7 years,
pressure.
that person come to me. Yeah, when you have pressures, right? So after around 8 years, I still moving on to another company and finding out the job. And the same candidate has taken my interview, who is the senior of me 10 years back. So he accepted me, but I rejected him because I don't want to work under him.
Under him, right? Very, very true. Means,
Okay.
you have
So
done the right thing. Like, yeah,
the reason is there because I have the mentor with at my back. Okay, that is also from the Wipro itself. He's in the Microsoft right now. He told me, Poonam, if you would like to learn new things, and if you are ready to do the new things, you will get the success in any way. Doesn't matter where, which company it is, which zone you are, which people are around you. Are they negative people also give good impact to you, you know. So he is ready to take me on a very less salary, and I rejected him. I don't need you. I don't need your profile. I don't need to become under you. I don't need you at all. And that's why
right.
I'm here, because I rejected
Yeah.
around 5 years back to him, right? So
Because you have come
someone
out of your comfort zone.
has to be there to guide you. Somehow, yes. Until unless you will not you will not leave your comfort zone, you will not achieve better things, right?
Right. Very
Like
true.
I told you in the previous example, some one person is there and sitting there for 10 years, okay, and doing the accounting things and just doing frustration, and don't doing any much work because they're not more interested in doing that same thing again and again. Okay, so and he's not ready to come out also. The reason
Right.
because
He's
he's
in
not
comfort zone.
comfortable. The only thing is comfort zone, right? So once you will leave your comfort zone, come out from there, and then you will get the success. Success is on your feet only.
Right. Yes. It's a global truth. You have to follow this. Means I have
Yes, it
seen
is.
many people, not one, not two, many people. Whoever came out
I
of their comfort
think
zone, they have become a
they are not
success.
ready to do it. Actually, they have a actually fear. What you say, a
Right.
basic fear in their mindset. Okay, fear is nothing. What we used to say to people, to our kids, "सो जा नहीं तो बाबा आ जाएगा." That is in
Hmm.
their brain, right? We are
Right. Right.
feeding it their brain, right? What is actual reality is, once you get grow up, you will get to know, oh my god, there is no such things as been exist even. And I used to keep
Yes.
sleep from around past 10 years because my mama used to say this words. So whatever the people will be feed you, it will be keep remain there for a long time. So the mentors is very important in your life. So someone has to be there to guide yourself, to show you the what is correct path. And even if the people doesn't have the mentors, they have the parents, right? So you
Right.
have to focus what your parents used to say. They are not
Yes.
child, so they will usually help you to grow bigger. Every parent want, right? My child should be achieve all the success whatever I'm not able to achieve, my child will achieve. So you just listen to your kids. No, sorry.
Right.
Parents.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you, Poonam. It's. I hope our
Yeah.
viewers got many ideas, many like things to think for their career, many things that
Yeah,
will help them to grow in the future. Thank you, Poonam,
yeah.
for
I
giving
will.
your time. And yeah,
That's the career.
and thank you
Thank you
for
so much.
watching the video. Thank you.